Hello everyone. In this session of CCNA series, I will show you how to configure static routes. As discussed in previous sessions, there are four different types of static routes: static host route, static network route, default static route, and floating static route. So our main objective in this session is to configure static route between routers to allow data transfer between servers without the use of dynamic routing protocol on the routers. In this session, I will just do static host route and static network route. So for that, let me take an example of a branch and HQ scenario where I have a server in branch office that wants to share the data with the server in the HQ office. We'll configure the server and routers as per the topology, with branch office configured with network 192.168.1.0/24, where dot 1 is assigned on the router facing to the server and dot 2 is assigned on the server. Similarly, on the HQ side, we are using 192.168.3.0/subnet with dot 1 assigned on the router and dot 2 assigned to the server. And the link between the two routers, which is acting as a service provider, or a private link, that is 192.168.2.0/network. Let's go ahead and configure the IPs on the router and the server. On the server, I have already assigned the IPs 192.168.1.2 for the branch server with the gateway as the R1 IP. Similarly, for server 2, I have assigned the IPs 3.2 and the gateway IP. Let me show you how to configure the IP addresses on the router. Let me hop on to the interface that is facing to the server in the branch office and configure the IP with the command IP address 192.168.1.1 with the subnet mask. Similarly, I will configure the other interface as well. You can verify this by issuing command show IP interface brief. Here you can see I have the interface up, and the IP assigned. With this, let me also show you. I have already assigned the IP on R2. Interface facing to R1 and the interface facing to the server 2. So now, with IP addresses configured, let me hop on to the server and see if I can reach the server in the HQ office. This is the IP of the server in the HQ office. Let me try to ping. Is the ping successful? Obviously no. Why did the ping fail? Because the host cannot ping to a network. There is no record of it in the routing table. If you hop onto the router and see if it knows about the network 192.168.3.0, you can issue a command show IP route to see what routes it has learned. As you can see, it has learned only directly connected and local routes. 1.0 and 2.0 both are connected. Now, as we have seen in the routing table, there is no entries. So we have to go ahead and add the static route. First, I will add a static host route. Okay. So to add a static host route, I need to add it by issuing a command under the global configuration mode as IP route, then destination mask, that is 192.168.3.2. okay, and then subnet mask will be, since it is a host route, I will put, and then either you can put a next hop IP address or the outgoing interface. Here I will put 192.168 2.2. Okay, now since we have added on R1, you can check the routing table. Here you can see there is a route added with subnet mask of /32, which is acting as a host route, and the next hop IP address is 192.168.2.2 as we added. What do you think? Will we be able to ping the server? Let's go ahead and check. Obviously, it will not work because we need to add a reverse route on the other router. Now the packet is going to this server, but it doesn't know how to come back because R2 doesn't know about this network 192.168.2.0. You can see R2 is just aware of its connected networks. So let's go ahead and add the reverse route on R2 as well. For this, we need to add the route towards server 1 in the branch office. And the IP address is 1.2. Here I will add the outgoing interface. The outgoing interface is 0/0/0. Okay, you can ignore this message as let's go ahead and see if the route is added. Here you can see the route is added as 192.168.1.2/32, and it lists the outgoing interface. If you compare this with the static route on the R1, it was giving the next hop IP address, but here it's showing the outgoing interface. Now let's go ahead and see if we can ping the default another server. Here you can see it is reaching the other server in the HQ office. Now we have learned how to configure a static host route. Let's go ahead and see what is the difference between the static host route and the static network route. As you know, in static host route, you can define only the host IP. Now, what if I have another server added in the HQ office or the branch office? Let's go ahead and add another server, and for that I'll need a switch. I need to remove this connectivity. Okay, I need to add one. So I have added another server 3. Okay, this server I will assign the IP address as 3.3, and the subnet mask as /24, and the IP as 192.168.3.1. With the routes available now, we cannot reach from branch office to server 3. This is where we use static network routes. Okay, static network route. In this static network route, we will define the entire network instead of host. Let me log on to the router and add the route 192.168.3.0. For the static network route, we need to define the network, and the subnet mask will be /24. You can use the same next hop address. That is 2.2. Do you think we'll be able to ping this? Let's see. Here you can see I'm able to ping 3.3. You can verify the output of the routing table. You'll see the difference. Show IP route. See, the static host route is defined as 3.2/32, whereas static network route is defined as 3.0/24. So that's the difference between the static host route and the network route. That's it for this session. I hope this was informative for you. Thank you for watching.